Hey everyone, and welcome to our front garden tour of May 2026. In this one, we'll show you comparisons from April to now and a few mistakes along the way.
And so this isn't a coleus?
No, it's a polka dot plant.
Polka dot plant. Okay, well, let me redo that.
Stay tuned.
Hey everyone, welcome to the garden tour for May 2026. So this garden tour is actually going to show you some comparisons of last month's garden tour versus this month's garden tour, and just to show you how things have progressed. We're not going to be as involved, but you guys are going to see a lot of comparisons with the B-roll footage that I've just taken, and it'll basically just show you how much this garden has progressed. So let's go start right over here at the mailbox. All right, so as you can see, the daylilies, the irises, even the new daylilies that we put up here are starting to look very, very good. They're coming in nicely, getting adapted. But one thing we did not see is this little rogue canna that went into this spot. We don't know how this got in here. I think it was just kind of a bare root situation. We thought it was a daylily and ended up planting it here, and we got to get it moved now, because if it gets tall, it's going to look really weird. So, but as you can see, yeah, everything is looking good. We do need to trim off, if you guys look right here, and we'll do a video on iris care. But if you look right here on this iris, it does have, a seed pod from one of the bloom stalks. And really, you should trim off your stalks before that becomes an issue, just so your irises can divert energy into producing blooms next year.
I would like to say, in our defense of the rogue canna, that was in the same box. Remember, the cannas and the lilies were just in a box all together.
That's true.
So,
not totally our fault, but it is our
happen.
fault. But if you look here, we're about to get a lot of daylilies. There's some buds that are developing right
covered,
there.
Yeah.
All throughout. So we're pretty excited about that. But as you can see, we've got this mulch now. You guys haven't seen all of our mulch videos, but we got a big pile back there. And we're slowly working our way through that one. That is our fourth, I think that's our fourth pile, or our fourth load. So yeah, it's got plenty of room now to plant it all up. So let's head over here. As you guys can see, our gladiolus right here are starting to bloom out. We've got some pink ones here, red ones here. Those are looking gorgeous. The lamb's ear that we transplanted is coming up beautifully. Unfortunately, the milk and wines along the fence line have not quite bloomed out yet, but we do have some against the house that are. We'll show you those here in a minute. And if you remember last month, we showed you guys the planters that we have right here underneath the tree. And the begonias don't really have any blooms to speak of, but the dusty millers are starting to come up really, really nice. Euphorbia has filled in
No, that's
beautifully.
alyssum.
Oh, this is alyssum.
That's sweet alyssum.
But it is filled in really, really nicely. We planted them all in a swoop all the way around this dusty miller, so it is a nice filled in pot. I'm really happy with that. And so this isn't a coleus?
No, it's a polka dot plant.
Polka dot plant.
That one and the small one in the bunny are polka dot plants, and then the other two green pots are coleus.
Okay, well, let me redo that. So the coleus right over here, you can see, is coming in beautifully. They have gotten really, really tall. Filled that pot up, as well as that one over there. And then we've got two polka dot plants right here, one in the bunny pot and right here in this pot, and they are tripled in size as well. This one's probably doubled, but that one's tripled easily. So if you guys remember, we did plant some roses over here in a short. If you haven't seen that, I'll link that in the video or the description. We've got one here, and then we've got one over here. Now this rose over here, we think is probably too shaded from this maple tree. It's not getting enough sunlight. As you can see, it's getting direct sunlight from the morning, but by the time noon comes, it's pretty much shaded the rest of the time. So we think this one might need to be moved. This one, on the other hand, was loving its life. But for some reason or another, something has defoliated it. You can see blooms that we need to deadhead, but the leaves, if you get real close, you can kind of see that they look like they've been nibbled on. Whether or not it's from like a rabbit or a bird, I have no idea. But
kind of a pest, we don't know.
If you guys have any any comments about this, what it could possibly be, if you've experienced that, put it down in the comment section below. Let us know what you think it might be. The thrifts over here are looking good. We need to probably deadhead a couple of used blooms. I've got a lot of issues with nut sedge kind of growing through, but you know how that goes. The ironweed right there has come up. It's probably doubled in size since the last tour. And like I said, all the milkweed over here is just not milkweed, but the milk and wine has not bloomed out just yet. This is another one of the lamb's ear that we did transplant. As you can see, it is happy. It is perked up really great.
Got some new growth in there too.
Yeah. Very hardy plant. I'm actually surprised.
Yeah, when we first put it in there for a couple of days, it almost looked dead. I was like, well, that was a fail. But it's...
The apple blossom quince hasn't put on any blooms yet. But
no, it's a spring bloomer, so
this is the third year, so it's pretty much just going to be green the rest of the time, but we're still kind of wondering when it's going to take over. The native bed, oh my gosh. From last month to this month, it has exploded. All of the grasses back here are starting to come in. They've doubled in size. The, let's see, this is the ironweed. No. That is the Joe Pye weed. This is the ironweed. And as you can see, it is, I think in the last video, they were about right here. And now they have probably tripled in size, and they have filled in a lot of this bed. So the penstemon over there has bloomed out. A lot of the blooms are spent, but it was gorgeous. And the echinacea over here all have little buds on the very, very top. So they will bloom out very, very soon. We're excited about that. Love our echinacea. But yeah, native bed is just taking off like crazy. The anise hyssop right here is getting bigger. Bees and pollinators absolutely love those. Can't wait for those to bloom out. And we added a little addition right here. This is a little bird bath that we found on Amazon. And it is kind of like a brushed copper. And it has a little thing right here for the bees to get water if they want. And it's small enough and shallow enough that birds can actually take a bath. But we also got a solar powered bubbler right here. See, I can make it go off if I cover it up. But we have little replaceable heads, but unfortunately this thing is so small that the head sprays up to like right here and the wind kind of blows the water out. So we just kind of left it as a bubbler instead of a fountain. So we have talked about these before, and this may not be the best flower to demonstrate. We've got more over there, but this is what the milk and wines do. They put off a nice big shoot like that that's very sturdy in the wind, and each shoot has probably 10 to 15 flowers that pop out. And as you can see, they're candy striped on the inside, and bees actually love to climb in there and pollinate. So we'll find some better flowers, I'm sure. Rattlesnake Master's gotten big. We got some black-eyed Susan there that just hadn't put on any blooms yet. Echinacea that's been reseeding over here. And the Jap Maple is looking gorgeous. The mums are starting to put on some flowers right here. There's a lot of buds. And as you can see, the bees are loving the salvia right there. Excuse me.
Yep. For those of you who didn't know, mums are not just for fall. They're a perennial here in Zone 7. And if you put them in the ground, they will actually flower twice. They will flower now, and they'll flower again in the fall.
Yeah.
And they come back and get bigger and bigger every year.
So yeah, everything over here has pretty much doubled in size since last month.
This is about to flower all
This is another echinacea, yeah. About to flower out. Lots of buds on this one. Actually, a lot more than we had last year, if I remember, because we fertilized this year. Unfortunately, we got some spent blooms over here. But right here, look here. Real close, you can kind of see the bloom stalk. See how many flower buds are coming out of that? This one hadn't quite done it yet. This one hadn't opened yet. But each stalk represents a plant. So I've got 4 right here, at least, that have popped up. And this plant is so big, I guarantee there's probably 5 or 6 more in there. And the rattlesnake master is blooming out. So those actually get fairly tall. They'll bloom out, I think, more than once. A couple years ago, this one was like up to here. And they kind of, sway in the breeze. Let's see, the peony we had to cut back. This is another mum right here. And these are some of April's nice little garden tags that I got her.
Also got lots of buds all over it.
Liatris. So the blazing star liatris is starting to show signs of putting on some buds. You can actually kind of see them right at the very, very top of each one of those stalks. So we're excited about those. Last year, I think the rabbits got to them.
Yeah, they will eat them.
If you look here, we've got a lily that has come out. Look how pretty that is. It never gets really tall, though. This is about as tall as it gets. And then the catmint has put on pretty much its entire flush of blooms. The bees are swarming it every day. But once these blooms are gone, we'll, kind of shear it back and get it ready for its next flush. This peony right here, we've deadheaded. These lambs right here, these little volunteers are doing good. Got the dahlias right here. They are probably, I think they need to be deadheaded a little bit. We got some spent blooms right there. But they are still doing good. They're nice and established. And I don't know if you guys can see it, but the bees right now are swarming this lamb's ear all over. Let's see. Got a little bit right in here that we're swarming. And, oh, yeah, there's one right over there. There's about 5 or 6 over there.
I can hear them.
I was asking April the other day, I said, do you kind of regret maybe planting this lamb's ear so close to the front door? Just because of the bees. She said, well, we only started with a plant this big.
Yeah, it's only one.
It kind of grew and reseeded. And we've got a nice planter right here. I'll link the short in the video description, but this has turned out beautifully. We've got the coleus right here in front. We've got some begonias here in the middle that are looking really, really good. That one's gotten tall, surprisingly tall. And then the fuchsia back here in the back, which we thought was going to be our thriller, is kind of turned into our spiller. So I'll turn it around there. But that's our fuchsia in the back. And the begonias have actually turned into the thriller, and they were supposed to be our filler. Kind of weird, but it's a beautiful pot. So if you look, this is our butterfly weed. It is finally starting to put on some blooms. We thought we lost this, and now it's starting to come back. We've got a dahlia right here.
All the cypress vine.
Yeah, if you guys look real close, right here, these are little baby cypress vines.
They're everywhere.
All over. And we have been fighting to get rid of this stuff for quite a while. And I keep having to come in here and pull them. And sometimes I spray them because I don't want them to come back. But look here, there's some right there. You just have to grab them and pull. And you're crazy. They just keep coming back. There's another milk and wine right here. It's got some pretty flowers on it. Another mum right here. Got another catmint here that's being swarmed with bees. And they don't bother me. I just stand right here. As long as I don't bother them, they don't bother me. And then the Japanese maple here. Looking pretty. The butterfly bush, if you guys remember in our shorts video, we cut this thing back hard, but there was some growth down at the bottom, and it is now sprouted up to about 4 times the size of what that cut back was. And it's got all these pretty little purple blooms all over it. This has not spread since we planted it, probably, it's been probably close to 10 years ago.
At least, yeah.
There was one time we let it get super tall because we never cut it back, but the blooms weren't as prolific. April calls that the second story. Mm-hmm. So we have to cut it back each year, each spring, and it comes back just like this. It's beautiful, but it doesn't spread. So that's probably a proven winner's version, so keep that in mind. And then we got some bee balm here that has, I think from the last tour, it's probably tripled in size too. Height-wise as well as width. So that's a beautiful setup there. And then our gorgeous balloon flower. Look at that. Just that deep, rich purple. But when these come out, they look like this. They look like a balloon, like a hot air balloon. And then they open up into that. Isn't that crazy? I've never seen such a thing till April got this. Unfortunately, the clematis has put on blooms and they have since dropped off. But we'll probably get some new flushes before too long. I don't think I have any video of it bloomed out. If I do, I'll throw it in there, but we'll just have to wait and see. And then the columbine is spreading nicely. All the blooms on it are spent, but it was doing very, very well. And our Brunner right here has a bloom stalk right there with some tiny little bluish purple flowers, but it's doing good. The spiderwort has put on some blooms. We got one right there. And a lot of buds all the way around it.
Covered up, huh?
It is going to look pretty soon. We got our hellebores back here. Now, I don't know if these guys are getting enough water just from rain, because they are right under an eave, and there's also gutters on this eave. So I don't think they're actually getting enough water. So we have to make double sure that we water these because we don't have irrigation. But they seem to be doing well. I mean, there's some new growth that they've put on, but we still have to watch them carefully. So we're gonna go around here to Redbud Island. So if you guys remember, the Baptisia was really, really dinky last month. It has now gotten twice or three times as big. Irises really haven't done much here. I think we've had some blooms. There's some seed pods right there. But unfortunately, we don't have any to show you. We got our two redbuds here. They have done super well. We were kind of worried about them in the beginning because they weren't leafing out. But they are doing actually pretty well. This rose is another one of the roses that we planted in that video.
The best by far.
It loves its life. We got a little, I'm not sure if that's a ladybug or what on that one. We need to deadhead these, of course, but it is just taking off. Buds everywhere, blooms everywhere. It is probably the best out of all of them that we've planted so far. So that one likes it. We got a rogue redbud over here we've got to dig up. It's really liking its spot too. And this bee balm over here, look how tall it is. Crazy. We got some pink gladiolus coming up right there. And then another bloom stalk finally on the fence, milk and wines. Our petunia bubblegums right here are starting to take off. They were just a dinky little plant when we put them in. And then this black petunia right here, it was not a Proven Winners version. It was just a petunia we got at Ace Hardware, I believe. Mm-hmm. And it is kept up with the size of the vistas, so I'm very pleased with that one too. I really like the dark colored, black blooms. We did identify this one finally, and it is a black-eyed Susan as well. It's also known as an orange coneflower. We got a salvia right here, and then a sedum right here. You guys can kind of see a little bit of pink in that bloom, and that one there. We've got some gladiolus here that are pink, and then one that is a gorgeous red.
It's kind of a coral, isn't it?
Yeah, kind of coralish red. And then we got another bloom stalk developing right there on that one. This is the other rose that we planted. This is the sentimental rose, and whenever it comes out, the roses have a super rich contrast of red and kind of pinkish white cream, I guess. I'd never seen one bloom like it. I don't know if I got pictures of it either.
Probably not.
But we've got more developing, so I'll try and get pictures of it. So we've got one more spot to show you, and that is over here on the side garden. So over here you are greeted with a brilliant show of gladiolus whites. Milk and Wine not really doing anything yet. And this is another rose that we planted. And this, if you remember, we thought we lost this one. It did not show signs of life. It was actually looking like that right there for the longest time. And then all of a sudden some new growth just came up and took off. And now it's got little rose buds right there ready to open up. And this one is the Sun Sprite, so I believe this one is yellow. Another little funny fact, the rose that is over by the garden cart we thought was going to be a different color than what popped out. It's turning out to be bright yellow. Do you remember what the color is supposed to be?
It's supposed to be coral.
Coral? It is definitely not coral.
We're going to wait when this one opens and see if somehow maybe they didn't get mislabeled by myself on accident. I don't think so. I was super careful, but you never know.
Never know. So yeah, that one's almost about ready to take off. We got our arb. It looks really, really good. No problems from it yet. And we hope we don't have any problems. Milk and Wine's down the row. And this coral gladiolus right here is putting on a fantastic show. And I don't really see any other bloom stalks yet. But I'm sure we'll get some more.
I see two.
You see more? Oh,
I do.
Right here.
Right
Oh, yeah.
there.
I was looking head on with it. Couldn't see it.
And
Right
this
there.
one's going to be one.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And this one.
See, leave it to my wife to prove how blind I really am.
So they are kind of hard to see because, you know, here's the leaves. This is the bloom stalk. You're just looking for these little lines and the thickening. You know, the leaves themselves are super thin, but these are thicker. So you're just looking for that subtle change.
Another quick thing that we don't really show a lot because this is not developed, but this is our Abelia. And it took a long time to get to this growth habit that you see here. It was really, really small for the longest time. And I was kind of worried it wasn't going to grow the way I wanted it to. But, I mean, it's starting to show flowers and it's just not growing up. We bought it because we thought it would give privacy to these windows, but it's not really doing that. At least not yet.
Glads right there next to them.
Yeah. But this is not a developed area yet. We still got to do a lot of work in this spot, but that will be on future videos for sure. So we hope you guys enjoyed that particular tour of the garden for the month of May. We got a lot more tours to give just so you guys can see how it's going to develop. We are super pleased with how the flowers are showing maturity and growth and just the blooms in general that we haven't got for the past 2 years. So if you guys have any comments or suggestions, tell us about the roses, what we may need to do about those. And until next time, we'll see you on the next one. See you guys.